Hello, everybody. Today I wanted to talk about Uranus in Taurus. Now, I've already made one video about this, probably maybe a year ago now. It's still there. It's going to be there for a while. And it's going to continue to develop and change through its cycle of being in Taurus. It's going to be there for a long time because it's one of the outer planets, so it takes them many years to move into different signs. And Uranus to me is so underrated as a planet. I think it has a huge part to do with the human personality and archetype, if you're looking at it from an astrological lens. It is the part of us that is a rebel, that is a punk, that wants to make change happen, that takes direct action. All of these social justice issues that are being brought to light and that are being addressed and that are being spoken out about, that's all Uranus energy. That energy and drive to get up and do something better and to be inspired to change the way that you are functioning about something and to change your thinking, to change your habits, to say that the current system isn't working, to say no, to do something in your own way, to make boundaries and to tear down walls and to construct brand new things. Uranus has a very fundamental aspect to that whole human experience, no matter where it is. And being in Taurus right now, a lot of things are going on. Like, firstly, we realize how screwed up the environment is, which I mentioned in my first video, but especially for me, I predicted this would be a time where we started to become really aware of the damage and impact we've had on the environment, and Uranus and Taurus will hopefully help us come up with new ideas and new inventions and new ways of doing things and help us realize, like, okay, no, we need to rebel against destroying this planet, and we need to work towards working in unison with the planet. Taurus is very much about having a beautiful green garden that is well cared for, that has fruit, that is blooming, that is self-sustainable. That is the vision that we need to be having for ourselves as a species, and trying to work towards better ways to take care of ourselves and take care of the planets, take care of others, the plants and the animals, everything. It's all interconnected. It always has been. We've always known this, but ever since industrialization and capitalism and westernization, or whatever you want to call this giant movement towards technology and things that we've created, while it has developed very beautiful things, considering this interaction right here is fully done through the fact that we've developed the internet and that we can talk to each other all over the world, and everything is so interconnected and we're very well informed. But there are a lot of drawbacks from being this disconnected from nature, because we're disconnected from reality and our own experience, and it's become so normalized. And it's definitely on a spectrum, and there are people that are living out there in a very natural way, and then there are people in very crowded cities, and it's all a human experience and it's all valid. But my point is that I think each and every one of us can take some little step towards moving into that new world, whether it's being a little bit better about recycling or trying to buy clothing or paper products that are made out of bamboo or whatever. There are a billion things, where you're getting your food and your products from, and you being a consumer is a really huge part of this, which is another aspect of Taurus energy, right? It's money, it's resources, it's abundance, and I think that that's all beautiful, and considering that the earth is abundant, but we've been very greedy, I think, as a species, and it's going to be important for us to rein ourselves back a little bit and make certain little decisions so that we can be sustainable, that we're not taking too much, because this planet already is abundant, it's flourishing, it supports every single thing that's alive on it. It always has, it always will, and that's something that's very beautiful. And I think that responding to that generosity with gratitude and care and kindness whenever you're able to um, will really only help heal the earth and yourself in the process, and all of us in the process. Um, and I think also Uranus and Taurus has told us to slow it down. And there's been a lot of things in Capricorn as well, and there's this earth energy, and it's been very heavy all year. And we are continually being pulled down into these spaces where we have to really get in touch with everything. And reality is just so close, and everything is so slow, and we've had plenty of time to think over things as people, and we've been isolated and communicating even more online and consolidating on opinions and such. And there's been so much cancel culture, there's been so much holding people accountable for stuff. And I actually, maybe this is kind of a controversial opinion, but for the most part, I like cancel culture. I think that it has some problematic aspects to it, but the undertone of it being like, hey, these people in power shouldn't be in power. We're giving them our power by supporting them, and they're not even doing good things with that. I think that's important to recognize and call out as much as possible. Um, I wanted to briefly talk about the YouTube drama that's going on. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and all these people really turning out to be very problematic people that have put a lot of harm out into the world and have hurt a lot of people and are continuing to lie and avoid taking reparations for that. It's something that's being played out on a grand spectrum right now through the internet, and I've kind of just been following it all, and it's interesting to me, but it's powerful, right? That we are kind of all agreeing to a certain degree like, hey, this kind of behavior and stuff isn't cool anymore. I don't really want to support this person if they're acting that way. I think that's productive. And I think that sometimes it can be hurtful, and I know some people, like in mob mentality, it gets too extreme, and some people say really nasty things over the internet, and these really are real people and feelings get hurt. But I think overall that theme has kind of been carrying out through this year, in terms of like the Black Lives Matter movement, completely different topic, but similar theme as of we're standing up and speaking out about this isn't okay. Like, it's really not okay anymore, and things need to change. And so I feel like there's been a lot of that energy of we need to change things, we need to do better, we need to address this, we can't keep ignoring these problems, we need to call out the people in power, like, we need to address the racism in this country and what's being put out online and what's being put out in the media and people that are doing so and the people in power, and the kind of energy that's coming out of LA and Hollywood is like really toxic. Just kind of taking a step back and slowing down and being Taurus and trying to connect with the real world and realizing that all of this around us that can get generated and so crazy is just kind of a construct of humans being wild, and sometimes it's best to just go on a hike and breathe and look at how beautiful the world is outside and get reacquainted and connected with the planet. Yeah, I think a lot of the things that I've been talking about in this video are, if when you're tapping into Uranus as a planet right now and in Taurus, and just that energy that humanity has where it wants to move forward, where it wants to do better, where it wants to be good. We have always had that, even though it's been sort of gone in like a ratio spectrum for a while of people. But, I think that people are waking up right now as much as people are staying asleep. But the people that are awake, just keep tapping people on the shoulder and waking them up too, We all have to cross the finish line together, or we can't actually cross it. So as much as we're against each other, we really have to work together as much as we can. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say, astrology-wise. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and that it's a beautiful day out there for you.